Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q3 FY21 earnings conference call of Ganesha Ecosphere, hosted by Antique Stock Broking. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Manish Mahawar from Antique Stock Broking. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Steven. On behalf of Antique Stock Broking, I would like to welcome all the participants on the call of Ganesha Ecosphere. From the management, we have Mr. Sharad Sharma, Managing Director, Mr. Gopal Agarwal, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. BP Sultania, Joint President Marketing on the call. Without taking further time, I would like to hand over the call to Mr. Sharma for opening remarks. Over to you, Sharad ji.
Thank you, Manish ji. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. गणेशा इकोस्फीयर की दिसंबर 20 क्वार्टर की कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल में आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं। मेरे साथ मेरे कुलिक्स श्री सुल्तानी बीपी सुल्तानिया जी जॉइंट प्रेसिडेंट और श्री गोपाल अग्रवाल जी चीफ फाइनेंस ऑफिसर हैं। मैं आप सबको फाइनेंशियल नंबर के लिए और बिजनेस के बारे में बताने के लिए गोपाल अग्रवाल जी को कॉल हैंड ओवर करता हूं।
थैंक यू शरद जी।
Now being recorded. Mr. Agarwal?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, sorry, the call was disconnected. Thank you, Sharad ji. Good morning, everyone. This is Gopal Agarwal, and I welcome you all. I feel pleasure in discussing about the company and its performance with everyone on the call. Ganesha Ecosphere is a leading PET bottle recycling company in India, and we are manufacturing recycled polyester staple fiber and recycled spun yarn.
Right?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Gopal ji, go ahead, sir. You are on the call.
Yes.
You can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, voice is coming?
Yes,
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Sorry, gentlemen. Ganesha Ecosphere is a leading PET bottle recycling company in India, and we are manufacturing recycled polyester staple fiber and recycled spun yarn by recycling PET bottle scrap. We have a strong diversified product portfolio which is well distributed across yarn spinning, technical and non-woven textile and filling applications. We have pan-India presence with over 300 customers. We have 3 latest manufacturing facilities at Bilaspur and Kanpur, both in UP, and Rudrapur, Uttarakhand. Now coming to the quarterly performance for third quarter of the financial year 2020-21, we were in fact worried at the beginning of the current financial year. Our plants were under complete shutdown till 5th May 2020, which got restarted in phases under strict compliance of prevailing guidelines. Recovery in textile sector, which was amongst the worst suffered due to pandemic, was slow in comparison to other sectors. We, however, worked vigorously to ramp up the production and sales volume, working on cost as well as to normalize the profitability. We were delighted to see that Ganesha Ecosphere has performed better than expectations and has recorded a strong comeback during third quarter of current financial year. We achieved production volume of 32,099 ton, which is almost 104% of capacity utilization. We made revenue of rupees 234.5 crore and EBITDA of rupees 32.11 crore during December 20 quarter, which is higher than by 12.7% and 5.6% respectively from figures achieved during December 2019 quarter. On per ton basis, we earned EBITDA of more than rupees 10,000 during this quarter. We earned profit after tax of rupees 20.6 crore, which translated into 8.66% margin over income. Average sale price improved during the quarter by about 11% from its lows during this year. Price appreciation is not so glaring as in other industries, however, it reached at pre-COVID level. Going forward, we are set to improve the performance further on the back of the following sectors. One, our marketing and R&D team is vigorously working on product development and innovation for enriching our product portfolio and better pricing power. Two, we are constantly working on quality improvement, and our industry is also maturing. The counts of recycled fiber over virgin fiber is continuously narrowing down. Three, we are working on our operational cost optimization. We are working on every component, especially on power, which is the largest component in our manufacturing cost. We have commissioned rooftop solar installations of 1.8 megawatt in our Kanpur unit during December 20 quarter, and installation of another 2.3 megawatt capacity are underway, taking the total solar power installation to 9 megawatt. A new revenue stream in the form of EPR certification has been started since late FY20, contribution of which is increasing. Next, whatever which is a strong demand in generating for use of recycled stuff, be it in packaging or in clothing. All the big brands are having their targets for shifting the virgin stuff with recycled stuff and are paying hefty premium for it. However, there is supply side constraints in recycling industry because of low rate of scrap collection, availability of technology, required quality and product development. Sensing the opportunity, we are putting up the additional recycling capacity of 53,000 ton of at Warangal in Telangana with estimated project investment of rupees 400 crore, where we are going to manufacture recycled filament yarn and recycled bottle grade chips. Apart from the recycled polyester fiber, this capacity is expected to be operational by Q4 FY22. We are under process of acquiring a PET bottle scrap washing plant in Nepal, where we shall be manufacturing fiber or filament grade chips from PET scrap. The estimated project cost is 40 crore and project would be operational by the end of Q1 FY22. Now I request Sultana ji to take the audience through market and new product development. Sultana ji.
Good morning, everybody. We are the market leaders in recycled polyester fiber segment, and our company is controlling around 15% of Indian market share. We are having enriched product basket with over 500 product variants to cater to all the possible applications. Constant research and developments is our strength. Presently, we are working on the development of certain specialty fibers. It's like flame retardant fiber, antibacterial fibers, and biodegradable fibers. All these fibers are specialty fibers and are being introduced for the first time in India in the recycled fiber segment. It is a highly technical items, and all these specialty fiber products, it will fetch up around 35 to 40% extra margins. This flame retardant fiber, it finds its application in certain critical applications where the fire hazardous is more. And the antibacterial fibers, it can kill 99.99% bacteria on the fabrics. And the biodegradable fiber, it has been introduced just now. It is fully capable to biodegrade under landfill and ocean in 1 year. And the soil left behind from the degradation process, it will contain no plastics and it will remain perfectly fertile. We are also going to introduce shortcut fibers, which is another sort of the specialty fibers, and it will be having its application in cement and paper industries. So all these products are under different stages of the developments, and the trial sampling has already been done. We have also executed certain orders in the European markets and in the Indian markets, and the customers are evaluating our products. Further, we have also sent all these samples in European labs so that it can have international acceptance and accreditation. Apart from the above, we are also working on introducing recycled footprints in our products, which could be traceable until the end application of our products. Certainly, it will give us another edge in the market. To summarize, Ganesha Ecosphere will continue to demonstrate its ability to overcome challenges and emerge stronger. It is bent upon to demonstrate constant growth and earn superior and sustainable profits over the years. Thank you very much. With this, I would like to close our opening remarks and handing over the mic to the operator to open the floor for further.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Harsha Bora from VT Capital. Please go ahead. Mr. Bora, your line is in talk mode.
Yes. So, first of all, thank you for taking my question and congratulations for good set of numbers. So, my first question is that we understand the textile industry was amongst the worst hit industrial sector under this pandemic. So, going forward, how do you see the demand and supply scenario? Like, do we see the uptick in demand going forward?
Yeah, we are confident that the demand has revived in the sector and the demand is sustainable going forward. Whatever the work has gone now from the industry. The industry is on the track now.
Okay. And second was regarding the supply chain. Like, how is it going forward? The supply chain, has it revived or is it on the revival mode?
The supply chain has been revived because it was the entire supply chain was cut during the lockdown, but now it has been revived.
Okay.
The consumption has also started and the collection has also started at full pace.
Okay. So, and the last question was regarding the margin side. So, this quarter we had an EBITDA margin of 13.7%. So, going forward, so how do you see these margins? Do you see some pressure on the margins because of the raw material cost, or we can expect some expansion in margin?
We are constantly working on the development of value-added products. Different value. Our R&D team is working very hard on this venture. So we are targeting to increase our EBITDA margin to 15% over next 1 to 2 years time. So we see our EBITDA margin going up from here.
Okay. So the incremental margin will come from the value-added products, right?
Yeah. In the existing plant, it will come from the value-added products.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will come back again in the queue.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vihang Subramaniam from Samsung AMC. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks a lot for taking my question and for keeping the conference call. So one of the first questions I had is I understand that you're building a new facility in the south for PET, and the process is kind of different. It's a chemical process. So could you probably highlight how different this chemical process is from the PET that is made globally by the likes of Indorama, etc.?
Sir, the process is not different. We are into the mechanical recycling, and the plant which we are going to put up in south is also through mechanical recycling. All the products are different. Apart from the recycled polyester staple fiber which we are making presently, we shall also be manufacturing the filament yarn and the bottle grade chips. But the process is mechanical. It is not the chemical recycling. Chemical recycling is not very successful whatever. It is rather costly. Costing is very high in this chemical recycling. So it is not very successful whatever. The mechanical recycling is.
So you're using the same process that you have been using,
Yeah.
right? Like historically
Yeah,
for
yeah.
making that.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So the second question I have is like the expansion that you have, doing the 250 crores that you would be investing. I think you're investing at 400 crores. So, but out of that, if I have to like separate the value-added portion, uh, if you could just kind of broadly help me with what is the kind of ROC and EBITDA margins that you're looking at for like the PET chips that you're getting into.
You see, the orientation of market is changing. Now, the use of recycling stuff by the brand owners and by the user industry is on very high demand because of the regulations and because of the sustainability commitments. And the quality material is not available in the market. So the recycled stuff is commanding higher premium in the market. So we are looking for a EBITDA margin of about 25% in our South project with ROE of over 25%.
Okay, got it. So, and like right now, who would be your competition like globally if I have to look at like PET chips? I guess you're planning to export, right? Like some of your PET
Yeah.
chips to like Europe and US because you're getting machinery from there and it's kind of FDA approved. So who would be your competition globally if you are like exporting these PET chips?
You see, we are putting up a capacity of about 12,000 ton, which is not very big capacity. There are certain global players like Indorama Ventures, Wellman. They are having the very high capacities. So we are starting with a very minimal capacity. So we don't see any competition in this segment because the demand is very high and supply side constraints are there in the market.
But if like an Indorama has the same product and they have like more capacity of it, they would be kind of making it much cheaper, right?
Yeah, you see, the total market size is more than 25 million ton of PET chips, virgin chips.
Okay.
And as against, and only about 10% is the supply of the recycled stuff for this. So there is a huge market, untapped market.
Okay, got it, sir. I'll join back in the queue for further questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Siddharth Rajpurohit from JHP Securities. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, the first question is, sir, what has led to the revival of business in the current quarter, sir, Q3 May?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Sir, in the current quarter, sir, what has led to the revival of growth?
The supply side as well as the demand side both have revived during the quarter.
Okay, कोई particular sector industry जो पर हम focus है sir, that has created the normalcy or the growth in the business?
Sir, we are basically catering to the yarn spinning, technical and non-woven textile, and both the segments doing well. The demand has revived in both the segments. Yeah.
कुछ import में
So the
disruption
overall,
है
yeah.
क्या sir?
Sir, yeah, import and scrap is not allowed to be imported.
But in
So
the
one
yarn,
has to be dependent on the domestic market. Yeah, yarn and the yarn and fiber is the product. They are allowed to be imported.
so recycled yarn, is there any disruption in the imports, sir, which has caused to the increase in domestic demand?
The demand was basically disrupted because of this pandemic. Otherwise, we are always operating at around 100% capacity utilization. You see the pre-COVID level, we were operating at 103% capacity utilization. So the demand was obstructed only because of this pandemic. So now that with the revival of the user industry, the demand was picked up.
Okay.
It is not because of the some interruption of the imports. Or the recycled yarn is not much imported into India.
Okay. And sir, there is talk that the kind of recycled fiber that the brands want in the textile, particularly in India or global players, that kind of product is not available in India. What is your comment, sir? And what is there from this new plan, sir?
So, availability, you can say the regulations and the awareness is started just now in India.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has started in India, and over the next 3 to 5 years, it will be like global. The demand will be like global demand in India for these products. We are anticipating.
बट जो ग्लोबल प्लेयर है जैसे यूनिक्लो है, ज़ारा है, ये जो ब्रांड्स है इनको जो काइंड ऑफ रिसाइकल फाइबर जो चाहिए उनके प्रोडक्ट के लिए, वैसा प्रोडक्ट इंडिया में इंडियन प्लेयर्स बना रहे हैं, मीन्स हम भी बना रहे हैं?
नहीं, इनको फिलामेंट यान वगैरह चाहिए होता है. फिलामेंट यान वगैरह में भी रिसाइकलिंग की कैपेसिटी इंडिया में नहीं है. फिर 1-2 प्लेयर्स ही बना रहे हैं, तो ज़्यादा अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है यहाँ पे, इसलिए भी इनके प्रोडक्ट्स यहाँ पे नहीं है.
ओके. बट हमारे पास ये प्रोडक्ट्स है क्या सर जो हम इनको सप्लाई करते हैं?
सर गोइंग फॉरवर्ड हम ये प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने जा रहे हैं. हम फिलामेंट यान में जा रहे हैं, रिसाइकल्ड फिलामेंट यान में. तो दैट विल बी द प्रोडक्ट दैट विल बी यूज्ड बाय द जारा एंड ऑल दोस.
वो मीन्स वारंगल प्लांट से होगा या हमारे R&D से डेवलप हो रहा है फिर इंट्रोड्यूस होगा सब प्लांट में?
सर वारंगल प्लांट से. फिलामेंट यान अभी नहीं बना रहे हैं हम, ये सब बना रहे हैं. अभी फिलामेंट यान नहीं बना रहे हैं. फिलामेंट यान वी आर गोइंग टू ऐड इन अवर वारंगल प्लांट.
ओके. और सर ये नए प्लांट का असेट टर्न क्या होगा?
वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग टर्नओवर ऑफ वर्क 500 crore फ्रॉम दिस प्लांट.
और 25% का EBITDA एट फुल यूटिलाइजेशन?
यस.
और फुल यूटिलाइजेशन कब तक हो जाएगा सर इसका?
It will be fully operational by end of FY22.
By the end of FY22 it will be operational, but at what stage we will be fully utilizing the plant, sir?
Sir, by Q2 we will be able to make it fully operational.
Q2 FY23. Q2 FY23.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll come back in the queue, sir. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Swacha Jain from ANS Wealth. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Sir, I have few questions. Sir. So can you, you were talking about you're exporting the new products that you're developing. We have certain orders for the European and the Indian market that we have received. So would you be able to give us the order size for this, sir?
Sultana ji?
Yes. It is about the expansion project.
No. It is the existing product which we are developing.
Existing no?
Yeah. So you said in your commentary that we have received certain orders for the new products that we are developing for the European and the Indian market. So would you be able to quantify the order size, sir?
See, right now all these specialty fibers, it is under introduction stage. We have produced around 100 tons of the fibers in the FR and in the antibacterial and in the biodegradable fiber. And you see, after having the approval of the European labs, we will be further expanding in all over the world and also in the Indian market. It will take some time, but certainly the initial outcome, it is encouraging.
Okay. And so one more question with regards to capacity addition. I think I kind of missed that part. If you could just just sum up in short as to what are the current capacity that we have and the current capacity utilization, and also what kind of capacities are we looking to add?
Then we are having a capacity of 118,000 in our existing units, and in the Q3 quarters we utilized 104% capacity utilization in these plants. So it is almost at the top level, and we are putting up the capacity of 53,000 ton in Warangal.
Okay. So just one capacity coming.
Which is roughly 50% capacity of our existing plant.
Okay. And the Warangal would be basically catering to the filament fiber, right? And any other products?
So it would be having 44% capacity for the fiber, and 27% for the filament yarn, and 27% for the chips. Okay. So it is So it is bifurcated into 3 segments.
Understood. And sir, I kind of just missed the EBITDA per ton number that you were giving in your commentary. If you could just give that again, sir. Realization per ton that we have.
We have on EBITDA of more than 10,000 ton per ton.
Okay.
During QC quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was for quarter 3 or that was for 9 months, sir?
That is for quarter 3.
Okay. So can you share the 9 months per ton realization?
Yeah, but 9 months is very low. 9 months is about 7,300 because the first quarter was completely washed out, and second quarter also the capacity and our production was not come up to the scale.
Right. Okay, sir. So I'll just come back in the queue for more questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Abhinav Gupta from Share India. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. And congratulations on such a good set of numbers. My question is regarding the new capacity that you're bringing at Warangal. Just wanted to understand the timeline specifically. Is that capacity in phases, or the entire capacity would be operational at one go by the end of Q4 fiscal year 22?
Abhinav, thank you. It is lined up in one by one because there are 3 segments: the fiber and the filament yarn and the polyester chip and the PET chips. So it will be in phases. So by Q4, all of them will be operational.
So any particular segment that we are looking, so the entire plant would go at one go, or whether it's 50% or?
Within a period of 6 months, all the plant will be live. So the plant will be started from October.
Okay, the plant will be started. So they will be working at some subdued capacity in the meanwhile before the entire construction takes place.
Yes.
Okay. And just wanted to understand the EBITDA breakup from the new plants. As you said, it has 3 plants. So I believe you are looking at 25% of the blended EBITDA margin from that plant in its entirety. What would be the breakup of fiber, filament, and chips? If you can give me any light on that.
The product-wise, we are looking for 18% EBITDA margin in fiber, 22-23% EBITDA margin in filament yarn, and around 30% in PET chips. So the blended contribution comes to 25%.
Okay. Also, I would just like to understand the cost structure associated with it. Whether is there any cost efficiency as far as the raw material procurement is concerned in that area, South India, because it is our first venture in South India for now.
Of course, the raw material efficiency is there because most of the raw materials collected in South India is coming to North India or the West India for recycling. So the freight factor is there.
So any idea on per ton basis?
Per ton, we are thinking about 2 rupees per kg. We will be saving in the freight cost, 2 to 3 rupees a kg.
Okay. Okay. And sir, you have told the entire 400 crore would be the capex that you are looking at from the first plant. So it would be spent out across the year, I believe, for the entire plant. So the entire 400 crore capex would be done in the next year itself, from fiscal year 22 completely.
Yes. We have spent an amount so far. We have spent around 55 crore so far. and some amount will be spent by March this year, and then the remaining amount will be used next. The most of the investment will be made in FY22.
Okay. That would be all from my side. Thanks a lot for the opportunity, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Siddharth Rajpurohit from GHP Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity again. Sir, what is the percentage of exports in the total sales?
We are making export about 60 crore overall. So it is a 6 to 7% in overall total turnover.
Okay. And is the margins better in exports, sir, than the domestic sales?
Margins, it depends, sir. Sometimes margins are better and sometimes margins are not better.
Okay.
But actually, we are only exporting if the margins are higher in exports. Otherwise, we can export more also. We are having our exports to around 16 to 17 countries. And our products have been accepted in the market. So our company is exporting only and only if the prices are higher in the international market as compared to Indian market.
Okay. And sir, what is the key focus region for exports?
It is exported to United States and European countries, Bangladesh, Nepal, Saudis, Morocco, African countries like that.
Okay. And sir, what is the share of value-added products in the total sales, sir?
देखिए, our company is making products for the spinning and non-woven and fiber-free segment. So right now, the share of the products for the value-added, it is around 38 to 40% of the share. It is for the products other than the spinning sector. So in the non-woven and fiber-free sector, the margins are higher, and our company is endeavoring to have this share up to 45 to 50% gradually.
Okay, so that will lead to the margin expansion which we are targeting. Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, what is the more upside left in the existing plant? कितना तक utilization जा सकता है? We are already at 104%.
Sir, the capacity utilization is optimum. It cannot go much from the existing plant.
Okay. और sir, हमारा gross debt क्या है अभी?
Sorry?
Gross debt क्या है अभी?
Total debt is 139 crore as on the date, and as against that we are having the investment of 105 crore in the liquid fund. So on net basis the debt is only 34 crore.
Okay. और by Q4 FY22 end ये कितना होगा debt sir?
सर अभी ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं है. मार्च तक हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं आएगा. हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगा मोस्टली क्वार्टर में नेक्स्ट ईयर. तो अभी कोई डेट मार्च तक डेट नहीं.
मीन्स ये कैपेसिटी जब हम एक्सपांड कर देंगे तो डेट बढ़ेगा या ज़्यादा?
डेट की अभी हम डेट की वर्किंग कर रहे हैं कि वी आर डिस्कसिंग विद द बैंक्स इसको क्लोजर के लिए. बट मैनेजमेंट का जो इंटरव्यू है कि वी मस्ट नॉट आवर इंटरेस्ट आउटगो मस्ट नॉट बी 25-26 करोड़ से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए एनुअली.
ओके. एंड सर हमारा
अकॉर्डिंग टू हमारा डेट इक्विटी रेशियो मस्ट नॉट बी मोर देन 0.5 to 0.55. So we would be finalizing the borrowings on that parameters only.
ओके. और सर हमारा लॉन्ग टर्म विजन क्या है या टारगेट क्या है फॉर 3 to 4 years? हम क्या टारगेट कर रहे हैं ग्रोथ और मार्जिन सर?
सर अगले after this project we are targeting our turnover would be around 1500 crore, and we are looking for a blended EBITDA of about 18 to 20%.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and all the best, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Harsh Janwar from Centrum PMS. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. Okay.
Mr. Harsh, if you can speak closer to the handset, please. We are unable to hear you.
Audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I had only one question. Sir, with this new plant coming in, so I just wanted to understand, is there enough raw material available across the country for us to, fulfill all the incremental capacity? The enough waste is there in PET bottles?
Yes. The domestic consumption of PET chips is about 1 million ton, and the recycling capacity is about 70% of this product. So already there is a 30% material which is to be collected and recycled. Further, this industry, the PET resin growth is about 8 to 10% per annum CAGR growth is there in demand. So again, 1 lakh ton is adding every year to the waste stream. Further, the south market is having about 40% consumption of PET resin as against the 60% rest of the country. So we don't see any problem in getting the required quantum of raw material for us, for our plant.
Okay. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amit Zade from Antique Stock. Please go ahead.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. So my two questions, sir. Number one, so on Nepal facility, so we have guided that they are operational by first quarter of FY22. So what kind of product will be manufactured from that plant? Number one, and what kind of revenue and EBITDA it can make, sir? So that was my first question.
We will be making the fiber grade chips in that plant. The capacity is about 12,000 ton per annum, and we are looking for the turnover of around 70 crore from this plant with the of 25%. In fact, Nepal is land-locked country and there is no recycling facilities. Although there is a bottle consumption is there. So we are putting up this plant to capture the possibilities in this country. The raw material is cheaper than India, so the margins are better there.
So, sir, turnover of 70 crores at full capacity or on next year or for 9 months?
No, it is full capacity.
At full capacity. Okay, got it, sir. And so second question on our south facility, sir, the kind of products we are making, so you have guided that blended margins of more than 20-25% with 30% in PET grade and all. So if you can bifurcate in terms of realizations as well. So if we are currently at 70-75 rupees per kg realizations, so in the three products we would be entering, so what kind of the realizations are there in those products, sir?
The fiber we are currently selling price of around 75 rupees average price. So obviously we are looking for the same price we are looking for there. The only difference is that we would be saving the freight factor in the freight cost in material as well as finished goods, which would be selling in the south. And
right.
For the filament yarn, we are looking to realization of 90 plus. And for chips, we are looking at the margin of selling price of 100 plus.
Okay. And sir, this PET chips, generally recycled PET chips, what is the benchmark or parameter compared to how much is the difference compared to say virgin bottle grade PET chips?
Sir, it is the same. The quality wise it is the same as the virgin PET chips. The only thing is that because of the regulations and because of the compulsions and the commitments to sustainability, people are striving to use the recycled stuff. So, and the demand, the supply side constraints are there, and therefore the demand is high, and therefore recycled stuff is getting the premium.
Okay, sir. So what kind of premium does the recycled PET chips garner?
Recycled PET chips is getting the premium of 35 to 40% over the virgin one.
Okay. 30%-40%. Got it, sir. And the last question on our net debt. I think what would be the net debt figure by this end of this capacity? So you guided 0.5x. So in terms of number, it would be 250 crores?
Around 18%-20% blended EBITDA. So 15%, 15 that the turnover is 15 lakh crore. So it would be around 250 to 275 crore.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it. So that's it from my side. I'll join back in the queue. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Atul Bole from DSP Investment Managers. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Sharadji and Gopalji, and congrats on the good set of numbers. Gopalji, you have mentioned more than 25% margin, around 25% margin from the south. But I understand the south plant will have a lot of government incentives from the state government, electricity cost, etc. So this 25% margin are inclusive of those incentives, or those incentives will be over and above this kind of margin?
अतुल जी, ये मार्जिन की जो बात कर रहे हैं इसमें कोई गवर्नमेंट इंसेंटिव्स नहीं लिया है, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट इंसेंटिव्स आर सर्टेनली देयर आर 75% इंटरेस्ट रेट सब्सिडी, देयर इज अ 2 rupees पावर सब्सिडी पर यूनिट, देयर इज रिफंड ऑफ SGST, स्टेट GST, so capital subsidy is also there, but we have not factored all these subsidies in our numbers, because these will be accounted for on the field basis, as and when it will be accounted for. So this will be over and above the numbers which we are talking about.
Okay, good. And then my second question is, this plant be eligible for that 15% income tax scheme or not?
Yes, that plant is eligible for 15% interest income tax. That is why we have put up it in our subsidies instead of the parent company.
Right. Okay, thanks. That's it from my side. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you. The next question is a follow-up from the line of Abhinav Gupta from Share India. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity again. Just wanted to take more clarity on the blended EBITDA of the entire company that you mentioned. You mentioned the blended EBITDA once the Warangal plant is completely operational would be around 18 to 20%. Wanted to take a clarity. So currently we are doing 118,000 tons at around 13% of capacity. And you have mentioned the fiber would be around 44% of the new capacity, so that would be at around 18% EBITDA margin. And only the remaining part of the 50,000 ton, the additional capacity that we are building, would be around 25 to 30%. So is there any value addition that we are doing at the current plant so as to take the blended EBITDA for the entire company to around 18 to 20%?
Yes, we are making the value-added product. We are vigorously working on the, as we have already explained in our opening remarks, we are working towards development of value-added products where we will be increasing our EBITDA margin.
So any particular heads up on when the from the standalone unit, the current working unit of around 118,000 ton, you believe that the value-added product would be, the product mix will improve and hence the EBITDA margin from this unit will improve?
Yes.
Any particular timeline by which, by what time we believe that these value-added products?
By next 1 to 2 years. Next 1 to 2 years.
Okay. Next 1 to
continuously increasing our existing facilities, and it will continue to increase. And next 1 to 2 years, our EBITDA margins will. We are looking for EBITDA margin of 15% plus in the existing plant.
Okay, 15% plus. Thank you. And also, I just wanted to take a clarity on the Nepal unit that you have said. Just missed the timeline. So, is it a flakes unit or a washing line, or what is our plan from there? I just missed those comments that you made earlier.
We will be making the flex, we will be making the bottle flex, and from bottle flex we will be making the fiber grade chip.
Fiber unit in Nepal itself for that plant?
No fiber unit. Only the up to the chips we will be making, and the chips will be exported either to our existing plant in India or we will export to our outside India.
Okay. So only the chips will be sold. So we are expecting a 70 crore turnover on the chips unit itself.
Yes.
And that would be at 25% of margin, you believe?
Yes.
And so what if I have to look at the chips in the Indian market itself, what is the EBITDA margin on the chips and only in India unit?
Sir, there are two factors. Number one is the raw material is cheaper than India, so the most of the margins will come from there in that unit.
Okay. Just wanted to understand, see, because you're saying on a 70 crore turnover, you're looking at a 25% of EBITDA margin on the chips unit itself, while for the fiber, we are believing 15% in the current entire. So, is there any cost efficiency? So the entire cost efficiency is coming from the raw material prices in Nepal?
Basically, there is a demand of recycled chips very high in the world market.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, we would be getting the good realizations of fiber grade chips also. Not as good as the bottle grade chips, but the fiber grade chips is also being sold at premium.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. That would be all from my side. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Thank you. We take the next question, a follow-up from the line of Vihang Subramaniam from Samsung Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. So you mentioned that, in the PET chips, like we are more constrained, more of a supply side constrained and compared to the demand. But just wanted to know that if the process is not different and, if there is already a ready demand for it, then why the other manufacturers probably also not, expanding their capacity and, making PET chips?
So this is on international level, some plants are coming up for the recycled chip. But given the constraint of collection, the collection rate is still not average collection rate of if you take the entire one, not more than 50%. So the raw material supply side constraint is there. Plus the selection of right technology is also a constraint because the technology is not especially available. Very few manufacturers are providing this technology, and so the delivery time is very high for these kind of plants. So it is also a impediment for increasing the supply side. And you see, when I'm talking about the 25 million ton PET chips consumption world over, and only 50% is being collected, and most of them is being used in the fiber side. So very little is available for the chip side.
Okay, but like you mentioned globally, what about the other players who are already making RPSF like domestically? I think there are already.
The reason is that the consumption, presently the consumption is not there of food grade recycled chips in India because the Indian government has not made any BIS standards for consumption of bottle grade recycled chips. So we are going for we are entirely going for the export of these chips. Sorry?
Your bottle grade chips would only be exported then, right?
Yes.
Okay. And sir, when you're like getting into like the export market, like how these customers who who are giving you orders, how do they sort of compare you like because you have not got into this stuff before, right? This is the first time you're making the PET chips. So is there any quality benchmark that they have like to compare you against, like quality or cost benchmark?
Sir, as far as the quality is concerned, we are putting the technology which is the US FDA approved, and our product and plants will also be having the US FDA approval. So the quality is at par with the requirement of the branch. And already a good demand is there with the established players and the bottling companies, whatever. We are already in touch with them.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So, and lastly, just if you could, I think you probably repeated this before, but I missed it. If you could just kind of highlight your capex, how much crores are you investing in the southern plant, and if you could just broadly remind us about the asset turns and EBITDA margin that one can expect, like that would be really useful, sir. And that's it from my side. That's the last question as well.
Sir, in the existing plant, follow-up or the maintenance capex is around 10 to 15 crores annually. So there is not much capex involved.
Capacity expansion. your expansion plans to the south. If you could just highlight the CapEx and margins.
No, we are presently not getting into any expansion plan in existing places, existing facilities. Our expansion plan is in South and Nepal, okay, as of now.
Okay. Okay.
The completion of these expansions, we will try for the other expansions.
Thank you. The next question is a follow-up from the line of Harsh Janwar from Centrum PMS. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Sir, I had one question. So you highlighted that PET chips have similar quality to virgin PET chips. So I just wanted to know what is in case of virgin fiber when we compare our recycled fiber to virgin. So how is the quality and what is the pricing differential there?
Yes, and the answer will come from Mr. Sultania.
The quality of the fiber, it is being produced in our plants. It is well comparable to the virgin fiber, except the whiteness of the fiber. But still, we are commanding a fair price of our fibers and are selling around the prices of the virgin fiber only. So our quality and prices, it is well comparable to the virgin fiber at present. And further, as we are also focusing on the value-added products like the non-woven sectors, etc., where the prices of our fiber, it is even higher than the virgin fiber. Yeah. Okay. And furthermore, we are also selling our fibers as a sustainable fiber. So in that area, we are even commanding certain premiums over the prices of these virgin fibers.
Okay. And sir, the trend has been similar historically also, that we are selling at par or at premium prices, or something has changed in recent times?
Actually, 2-3 years ago, we were selling a -5%, -8% as compared to the virgin fiber. But now it is almost the same. Because we have shifted our production from the conventional spinning to the non-woven sectors. So we don't have any pressure to sell. But and second thing, our company is having its sales and marketing setup all over India, from the south, north, east, and west. So we never have any kind of the selling issues, and
we are having a very rich product portfolio also.
Have the fair prices of our products.
Okay. And so going forward, you expect the prices to be similar, or recycled fiber at a premium?
It must be around the same. Yeah.
Okay.
A plus minus is always there. Yeah.
Thank you. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Manish Mahawar for closing comments.
Thank you, Stephen.
Hello, Manish ji, Mr. Sharma.
Yes, sir. Mr. Sharma, would you like to make any closing comments, sir?
मनीष जी, सारी चीज़ें हो गई, क्वेश्चन आंसर भी हो गए, सब लोग सेटिस्फाई होंगे सारे क्वेश्चन आंसर से। मैं अपना विजन शेयर कर सकता हूँ आपके साथ। मैं ये विश्वास कर सकता हूँ कि रिसाइकिल बिजनेस जो है इस समय में आज काफ़ी मैच्योर हो चुका है और इसका जो है गोल्डन पीरियड है एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो, और आगे अपॉर्चुनिटी भी बहुत अच्छी दिखाई दे रही हैं। और जो गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस आ रहे हैं, जो ब्रांड्स वगैरह काम कर रहे हैं, जो कॉर्पोरेट लोग की सस्टेनेबिलिटी की वर्किंग जो आ रही है, इनसे लेकर जितने भी कमिटमेंट है रोलिंग ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी है, प्लास्टिक कंज्यूमर की इंडस्ट्री और रिसाइकल इंडस्ट्री के साथ में जो भी सेक्शन का सिस्टम बन रहा है, रिसाइकलिंग वैल्यू तक पूरी चेन बनाई जा रही है और ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए सारे एफर्ट्स इसके चल रहे हैं। ये सारे एफर्ट जो भी हैं ये इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक अलग से अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं, अलग से एक पॉसिबिलिटी बता रहे हैं कि हम कहाँ जा सकते हैं और कहाँ हमारे पास में अभी कोई लिमिट नहीं है एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो। फिर भी जो है अपन एक बात ये सकते हैं, गणेशा के पास में अभी कहीं पे भी ऐसी नहीं है, डेडिकेटेड टीम है, मैनेजमेंट है और लगातार ये टीम वर्क कंपनी को लगातार हर साल देखा जाए तो आपका रिजल्ट अपने आप बोलते हैं, हर साल एक अपना अलग अलग ऊंचाई पर चल रहे हैं। यदि ये कोरोना का फैक्टर नहीं आता तो अपन इस साल भी एक नई ऊंचाई को क्रॉस कर रहे होते और अपन जो एक साल डिले हो गए या एक साल अपन वर्किंग में जो भी लैप्स कर चुके हैं उसको भी हम एक नई तरीके से देख रहे होते। खैर एनीवे ये चीज़ें भी चलती रहेंगी अपनी जगह पे, हमारे मार्जिन इंप्रूवमेंट हो रहे हैं और नए नए प्रोडक्ट हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं, जियोग्राफिक्स में भी हम काम कर रहे हैं, जिसके हिसाब से हम नए मार्केट को इवैल्यूएट भी कर रहे हैं और नए मार्केटों में भी हम जाने की चेष्टा कर रहे हैं। बिजनेस के अलावा भी हम देख लीजिए कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस में, इन सब में, हेल्थ सेफ्टी में, इन सब में भी इन्वायरमेंट स्टैंडर्ड के लिए भी काम कर रहे हैं और इन सब चीज़ से हम यकीन करते हैं कि हमारा बिजनेस जो है एक नए टॉप और बॉटम लाइन को देने के लिए डबल डिजिट के CAGR को ग्रोथ अचीव कर देगा। मैं एकदम से होपफुल हूँ पूरे अपने बिजनेस के हिसाब से। और कोई चीज़ चाहिए है मार्केट को तो वो भी चीज़ हमारे को क्वेश्चन में अभी भी है सामने ऑप्शन। और सबको मैं एक बार थैंक्स कहना चाहूँगा। Everybody, thanks to connect with this meeting. Hello.
Yeah, thank you, Sharad ji. On behalf of Antique Stock Broking, I would like to thank the team of Ganesha Ecosphere for providing us an opportunity to host the call. Yeah, Steven, we can close the call now. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Antique Stock Broking, that concludes this conference. We thank you all for joining us and you may now disconnect your lines.